Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we're going to be talking about a special one. It's about some of the predictions made by the Prophet Muhammad. Now these are not just ordinary predictions, right? So when I make a prediction, if it's going to rain and I look outside and I see like there are thunderstorms, that's really nothing special. But if I say it's going to rain and the cloud is completely clear and the forecast says it's not going to rain for the next 7 days, then that's at least something to go by. And then it's something special and it's noteworthy. We're actually going to be looking at 4 of these prophecies that the Prophet Muhammad made in a time when you would not be expecting anybody to be making any big claims unless they really knew what they're talking about. At the time when he made this prophecy, he was in a state, or all the Muslims were actually in a state of survive rather than thrive. Let's start by setting the scene a little bit. So the majority of these predictions actually come in preparation or just before one of the major battles. Now this battle was known as Khandaq, which is Arabic for the trench. Now this is by far the biggest battle the Muslims had fought thus far. The enemy being around 10,000 in number, and the Muslims were outnumbered 10,000 to 3,000. So this was really a tough battle for them. And in preparation for this was actually taking place in December of the year 626 AD. So it was in the winter and it was really cold. Now, for those of you who've been in the desert in winter, they will know it gets quite cold. And in this particular year, there was severe famine. So they had famine, they had fear from the oncoming enemy, and because they were digging a 3-kilometer trench, they were quite tired. Now, while they're digging this trench, in quite arguably one of the lowest points of Muslim morale at that point, they come across a boulder which is too big for them to break, and none of them are able to really break this boulder, and they need to break it so that they can continue digging the trench. So they go and ask the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, if he can help. So he grabs his axe or he grabs his shovel and he goes and he proceeds to strike the boulder. Now upon the first boulder he says Allahu Akbar, which means God is the greatest, and it breaks into 2 pieces. And he says, I have been given the keys to Sham. Right now Sham, Bilad al-Sham is the region which is in modern day would be considered Palestine, Jordan, and Syria among others. Alright, so this is quite a big location. In this state, in this hungry, scared, and tired, and cold, miserable state that the Muslims were in, and the Quran actually describes this.
إِذْ جَاءُوكُم مِّن فَوْقِكُمْ وَمِنْ أَسْفَلَ مِنكُمْ وَإِذْ زَاغَتِ الْأَبْصَارُ وَبَلَغَتِ الْقُلُوبُ الْحَنَاجِرَ وَتَظُنُّونَ بِاللَّهِ الظُّنُونَا هُنَالِكَ ابْتُلِيَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَزُلْزِلُوا زِلْزَالًا شَدِيدًا.
So claiming that the Muslims are going to take over this land is quite a massive claim, considering the dire situation they were in was probably one which most other armies or most other nations would probably not get out of. But in this situation, he says that we are going to conquer Bilad al-Sham. And lo and behold, in the year 634 AD, just around 8 years after this event, after the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him, they conquered Bilad al-Sham.